So, good evening. We have just about to complete day 2. So, day 2 practice is about to end. So I believe that you've been enjoying this practice, and learning. You may feel sometimes a bit hard, but why it's so hard doing one after another. And we are practicing meditation, particularly coming to the retreats. Quite often there are some impediments or obstacles come, and often obstacles then again is related to either your house, thinking of your house, or thinking of your income. No, saying 5 days I lost this much of money, and what I'm going to get by staying here for 5 days. Or thinking of the family. What is he doing? What is she doing? How my children are living? How my dog is going to survive? How my cat is going to live? Did I put the food for my cat? And then sometimes the thought comes that, am I wasting my time just sitting here doing nothing? Just sitting and watching this abdomen rise and fall, and then left, right. What's happening here? Then these impediments can be obstacles. And further on, sitting like this, I'm going to break my back. It's so painful. Or if I am not having a good rest, my illness will improve. I'm going to be more sick. And then again the mind is distorted, distracted, and that causes the problem. Further on, I am here, this monastery, to study the Dhamma, and there are so many books everywhere, which I can spend time in reading these books and then get knowledge as much as possible. This is also impediments, obstacle. So we have to overcome these obstacles if we really want to improve our meditation. So take away all things, and especially the reading part and the writing part. As the mind settles, becomes sharper, there will be different thought comes. Wow, wonderful idea. Why I didn't realize this idea before? I must write it down. And then you will be writing it. Or rather than just sitting quietly here meditating or walking, whenever I have a free time, I better read it as much as possible. And then by reading so, and you will realize, wonderful, I can remember everything and I can read so fast. It makes sense. And then you want to read again and you read again. As soon as there is a break, you straight away went into the room or went into somewhere in a quiet corner, grab the book and read it again. So mind will be running towards it again and again. Now here, it's good, you're going to accumulate more knowledge, but not the true knowledge. It's a knowledge that you have read, but not the first-hand knowledge. So as we have to take away these, in particular the writing and reading, if you really want to dive into and cultivate wisdom. And the reason that is to overcome so-called perversion or the believing on the things that we think that's true. Okay? So the first is the perception. Perception that everything is just like this, and we believe in. And this perception leads us to take things impermanent as a permanent, and which is the main root cause of a problem. And then we take things as wonderful, beautiful, and great happiness, despite this is just a temporal. It's going to change. It's going to change. And when we have that perception and then we hold on to it, what happens that we firmly believe that this is it. This I have seen, this I have experienced, and this is the reality. And we firmly believe in it. And that can be an obstacle as well. Obstacles to see things as they truly are. But whereas when we truly offer ourselves, that's why you may have noticed morning sessions or even yesterday when we start meditating, I led saying that offer ourselves to the Buddha and the teachers. So we submitting ourselves to the Buddha and the teacher, and whatever comes, whatever it is there, any phenomena, we are learning from it. When we learn from that, what's happening now, then that is the great knowledge. No one can write it down. It's a knowledge that we individual can experience it. And this experience is a true reality. Now experience here true reality. So this body sitting here, I experience, I am sitting like this. I can't imitate yours. How you are sitting and how you are feeling. Yeah? It's yours. And that's the first-hand knowledge. So in the practice of a meditation, I normally try to use the English word itself to understand it. So the practice of a meditation is to understand what's happening here and now. Any phenomena that arises now. And we are learning to notice it, learning to know it. Yeah? So now becomes no. Just put K, the front of the now. Then that becomes a no. Yeah? And then if we hold on to that, what happens? Known. Because I knew it. It's a known, the past already. Yeah? And then if we want to pass on, that becomes a knowledge. So now you put K, Ben, that becomes a no. No means understanding or knowing. And in a few moments time it becomes known. And that once you want to pass it on, then become a knowledge. Right? So the now is always there, and every time when we know it, it becomes known. And it's already past, it's gone. So each breath that we take, we know now, and then it's passed on. It's always changing, always moving to new form. So the practice of the mindfulness meditation, that's we are knowing now, not the known. If we go back to the books, it's a known knowledge, not the first-hand knowledge, second-hand knowledge. In Buddhist world, it's called Parato Kosa, knowledge that someone has told. That's not the first-hand knowledge. And another form, it's also known as a Suttamaya Panya, knowledge that you have acquired from hearing of someone's experience or reading someone's experience. That's a Suttamaya Panya. The more you read, you become very knowledgeable, you become a philosopher, but not the noble one, the liberated one. You may study all the Buddhist scripture and you can remember, and you go on to debate in little subtle things, and you can explain it so elegantly. But if you haven't practiced and you haven't understood through your practice, then you are just a philosopher, Buddhist philosopher, which we can find many around the world. There are many Buddhist philosophers, have written many books on Buddhist philosophies, this or that, and when you read, oh, fascinating, wonderful, how on earth they have explained in such a angle. That's very fascinating. But from the perspective of the practitioner, then it's still not. So the practitioner is like someone who is extracting gold from the mountain. Gold from the mountains. So you have to break the mountain into little pieces of the rocks, make it small, and then smash it into the dust, and then go into extracting the gold, and finally you will see the gold, pure gold. Our mind is like that. So practice of a mindfulness meditation is like that. It's like a massive mountain that we have, all the knowledge, all the information, and we are smashing it into little pieces. Break it down. And then we see this pure gold, pure mind, this mind. understand that, that's why rather than wandering around doing this or doing that, we are always busy. Busy with connecting to this person, connecting to that person, talking to this person, talking to that person, worry about the job, worry about the family. We're always busy, never been free. So, to break that away and get the true self, ourself, to understanding the true mind, that means just coming back to ourselves, knowing this body, mind, that this is me, this is mine, here I am. And then now, that's the now moment. So when we practice in such a way, gradually we see this body is something that we have neglected to be aware of. The breath that always coming in and going out, and again we have forgotten it, to pay attention to this breath. And we even never mindful of what we eat. We are never mindful of what we are doing. We are always carried away with the job or with the stories. And then we are holding this big mountain in our shoulder and then feel that, oh, it's so stressful, so depressing. I can't come out. So the practice of mindfulness meditation, that's why every time when we do, we just put it here. Just down there for some times. There is a simile that doesn't matter how small that you're holding on to. Let's say this mobile phone. Initially, it's very light. I can hold on to it. But if you're holding it for some time, it becomes heavier. The longer we hold, the heavier it becomes. And then we become so attached to this phone that we can't or we don't want to put it on the ground. And then, despite knowing that this is the one that's causing me a trouble, and we're still holding on to it. So the practice of the mindfulness meditation is basically knowing that this is what's happening, and now just put it on the floor. Ability to put it on the floor. Now the question is, how many things are that really bothering us in our life? There are plenty, isn't it? And how do we deal with that? Go to drink, go to party, or go away somewhere in the mountains for a walk, or just go for a walk alone, or just go to sleep, and close the door and then rest in the sleep in the bed for many days, and thinking that all the problems will disappear. The reality, rather than disappear, it doubles. It causes more trouble. When we wear these clothes, right? How many, let's say, now you're on retreat, obviously you may have just a couple of dress, couple of sets, and you're not going to wash your clothes every day. But if you're in your house, do you wear the same clothes for twice? Today and tomorrow? Yeah? Male maybe, but not ladies. Yeah? Male can bear the smell, not the female. Yeah? So one day you wear and then you put it for the washing. Right? And then how long does it take to wash this cloth? At least 1 hour minimum. And then you have to dry it. And then maybe another, if you put it in a tumble dryer, maybe 2 hours. So total 3 hours to get this fresh cloth again. Remember, you wear it one day and it took 3 hours to clean it. Yeah? You wore it one day, took it 3 hours to clean it. Think about our mind. How many days have we accumulated so many negativities? How many years? And how many times you have washed your mind? Wish we can ask Mitsubishi or Toyota or Toshiba company to build this special device to clean our mind, so that every night when we come back home, just take this mind out, put it in the washing machine, 3 hours, clear cut, clean mind. Wonderful, isn't it? But we don't have such device. But we have this meditation, right? Meditation that we just leave everything behind, so just like a mobile phone, just put it down and then come back to our body. Feel the body and relax and spend some time with the breath. Few breaths, even just a few breaths, you can relieve so many stress. Do you know what is the toilet? I obviously believe you do. Yeah? Suppose you go to the cottage in front of the big cottage. There is a small cottage. Do you know that is there a toilet? Is there a toilet in a small cottage? You don't know. Suppose the toilet over there is broken, and then you need to go to the toilet. What will you do? What will you do?
You couldn't find the one at the cottage.
Yes. You will try to find this cottage. You will ask for this toilet. Where is the another toilet?
In the front door.
What made you to investigate where is the toilet? Because I need it. I realized that I need it. And that need is basically because the waste that whatever we have consumed and remains, that needs to take it out. And if you don't take it out, it causes more trouble. So we go to the toilet. We find the toilet and we release. Once we have released, what happens? I call it heaven and earth. You can't find such happiness after you have released. Right? That's the heaven and earth. If somebody asks you, can you describe the heaven, then that is the real example. Okay? So, in our body, whenever there is a rest thing, And if we don't take it out, that causes a lot of trouble. So we go to the toilet and release, and we feel such a happiness. What about the mind? We suffer a lot. There are so many things that are bothering us. So many things are bugging us. And we want to be free from it, but yet we don't know how to do it. And we don't have such a toilet that we can go in and flush it away. So, that's why I call mindfulness meditation is toilet for the mind. All what you need to know that I have learned this technique, that means I have built this invisible toilet, and I'm carrying this invisible toilet with me every time, anywhere, whenever I feel need it. All what you have to remember that, I have got the key. You just need to open that door, get in, and sit and relax. Yeah? So that's why the skill of a practice of a mindfulness meditation is a skill that helps us to be free from such a miserable and a troubled mind and get the real happiness. So this mindfulness meditation is toilet for the mind. Remember that. And take away. When you feel stressed, I have got the toilet. You just go in and 2 minutes break. A few breaths. That's it. Come back with clear mind. That's why even in office hours, in the offices, you're allowed to have a 3 minutes break. And then whenever you are stressed and you don't know what to do, or you're very unstable, uncertain what I'm going to say, what normally we do, we just go out and get some fresh air in the toilet, and then after get some fresh air, good. Yeah? So that's same, the practice of the meditation. We are learning this technique so that we are building this proper toilet. That invisible toilet we are taking with us, and we can use that in everyday life. Obviously, it takes time and also consistency. Whenever these things appear, and you straight away have the ability to recognize that. And that recognition is the key. Without recognition, we won't be able to deal with that. It's like if you don't need a toilet, you won't find the toilet, right? So the recognition, and how do we recognize, and that's what we're practicing, is to be mindful of, today particularly, mindful of the physical activities. When we are mindful of these physical activities, basically we are training to be with our body, and whatever sensations arises, whatever different feelings arises, we become aware of that. The reason behind that, whenever we come across with any unwanted stories, unwanted incidents, the first sign of anything we will experience in our body sensation. The ability to be mindful of this body sensation, that's why it's the doorway to deal with it. First we have to realize that this is happening. Without the realization, we won't be able to deal with it. First we realize that this is happening to me, and now I am going to find the solution. It's like when we are not feeling sick, we never think of the clinic, the doctor. But the very moment when we feel sick, we think of the doctor. And thinking alone doesn't work. We have to go to see him or her and then get the proper instruction and then get the medicine. And getting medicine alone doesn't work. Like, oh, my doctor is so good, no, she's so perfect. Whatever I'm having these symptoms, he could explain so eloquently and so descriptively. And then he has given this medicine, oh wonderful, and he put it on the altar and oh, my doctor has given this medicine to me. Praying to that won't help. You have to take the medicine. Once you have taken the medicine, then it gradually works. Not that you have taken one medicine and then you will be cured. You have to take the course of the medication only, then you will be cured. Similarly, in the practice of the meditation, once we have realized that this is happening, then we will work with it. Slowly but surely, we know that we will be able to deal with that. And then we will be able to overcome, for sure. That's why the Buddhism is not about what, it's about how. So Buddhism is not talking about the illness alone, it's talking about the medicine. That's why when you look at the Four Noble Truths, Buddha talks about the suffering, but the Buddha didn't stop there. Buddha spoke about the cause of the suffering. And then Buddha even talked about that this suffering can be ended. And again, after saying that the suffering can be ended, he didn't stop there. He provides the medicine, the path. You have to walk on this path. Once you have walked on this path, then you will be able to overcome from this suffering for good. So the practice of the meditation is something that we are learning to bring our attention back to ourselves, to realize that all these symptoms that's causing the troubles and stress and miseries that I'm going through and unhappiness I'm going through, recognizing them and find a way out from it and slowly working through. And then I'm pretty sure that you will find that path and freedom. Right? So I think I stop here for this reflection. About 10 minutes left, so if you have anything you want to ask or anything you want to share, please do so. Yeah, so I wish you all the best. Right? Anything? Anybody? Yes?
John, can you remind me please what are the benefits of keeping silence during the meditation retreat? Why we have to keep silent?
So, so the silent, basically we are reducing the noise. Reducing the noise as much as possible so that we can dive into our own feelings and emotions more closely. The moment when we speak, we straight away go into the memories and the plans, and then we began to build a castle in the air, and then we can't concentrate on the present moment phenomena. So as a result of that, in order to get the deeper understanding, it's advisable to keep silent so that you're spending time to yourself, to your mind, to your body, and how your mind works, how your mind proliferates, manifests, and what sort of the reactions you're making. Now, having said that, doesn't mean that you can't speak. You can speak to, let's say, instructor or volunteers. His only advice is not to speak with the outsider and not to speak with the colleagues, those who are practicing together, so that your mind will not be distorted and distracted. That's the reason. Otherwise, sometimes when you're talking straight away, let's say you have a good intention to start talk, today my meditation is no good. And then your friend will say, I'm also struggling too.
Your question is saying my experience. 20 years ago, before I be monk, be a lay like you, I have a lot of trouble. And I go to the forest temple in my country for practice meditation with a monk like this. And the first question that I have concern on my mind, how to learn, how to practice. This is one of the doubtful. I have doubting. And when I get doubt, this is obstacle everything that I want to learn, to know. And I asked the monk, Ajahn, how to practice meditation? He gave me the first. You have to keep silence and listen carefully. Because of you, the more you talk, that means you have more problems you're doubting and driving you to be crazy and less. If you have to listen carefully and take time for take meditation step by step, maybe you can go up in easy. This is the same question that I have. Keep practice. Relax.
When you are on a retreat and you are requested to observe the silent, then if you, let's say, you didn't speak, but you made a gesture that, let's say, in the morning you come out and then gesture, right? And the person who sees it, he will be thinking, I am fine. But they will be talking, we're supposed to be silent, why he's making a gesture? We go on to the spiral of a thought process, call it a papancha. So thought after another thought comes. So we make another thought and we make another thought. And then we lost into the thought and unable to watch our own feelings, unable to watch the mind that is reacting to it. So reaction after reaction comes. So that's why when we are on the retreat, we are not supposed even to have eye contact. Even just one eye contact can cause half a day trouble. So that's why when we are on a retreat, we are going into the self-journey. And here self-journey means we're diving into our subconsciousness mind. And the more our mind becomes a calmer and a calmer, we go into deeper and deeper, and all those so-called latent defilements will emerge. And sometimes you want to cry, and maybe cry as well. Sometimes it becomes so overwhelming, you can't hold on to it, and becomes so painful, and those moments can come as well. In those situations, so when we become mindful, then we become an observer of it. And these things only possible when there is no distractions. The outside influences are not there, then these will emerge so we can heal our hearts. Otherwise, we're just like putting this lotion, covering it up, and everything is under the carpet, thinking that, oh, it's beautiful, perfect, nice. Whereas under the carpet, all the rubbish piled up. And we are just pretending that I am happy and pretending that I am good. But underneath, so much things happening, and then can be disastrous, can be dangerous. Which I think we have an example 2 days ago. Yesterday, not 2 days ago, yesterday. Yeah, like that. Because our mind is so complicated. And then in order to dig down into our mind, which subconsciously so deeply save things to come out and heal ourselves, we cannot cover it up. The more we cover it, the trouble becomes more. Whereas the more we become silent, able to dig down deeper into it and then see that what is the root cause of things. Why I am having such thoughts, why I am having such behaviors, why I am having such a reaction to the things. Then we will be able to stop there. Right? So that's why the silent practice is so key to simply understand the subconsciousness of ourselves and ability to heal ourselves. Okay? Anything? If not, I think it's enough for today, right? So in that case, let's stop here. Let's pay respect to the Buddha and have a rest.